Hello, good evening to everyone. Yesterday we had a discussion on what's called the Human Genome Project. For short, it's called HGP. Yesterday we did try to understand concept of HGP. Let me repeat that for you. The entire world, especially countries like US, UK, Germany, China, France, all these are the partners for this particular program, and started in 1990 and ended in 2003. That is 13 years. The scientists of the various countries, hundreds and hundreds of scientists, thousands of laboratory technicians, highly specialized techniques were employed to map the genes of the human beings. And their aim was to identify sequences of nucleotides in human DNA. Approximately 3 billion base pairs are estimated to be present in the human chromosomes. That is DNA. DNA splits up into chromosomes at the time of cell division. Afterwards, it becomes again a DNA, a long chain, and it is supposed to have about 22,000 to 30,000 genes. A gene is a segment of DNA that contain regulators, operators, exons, introns, and different parts which are called non-coding regions and help in initiating the activity of the genes. But the real coding genes means the genes that dictate the cell to perform certain functions and produce not only amino acids but join them and into a long sequence of proteins, and that is the type of the thing that happens inside the cell. And scientists wanted to find out how the sequencing is made, etc. So they tried. Yesterday we discussed about those things. Today we will try to find out what is the salient feature or what are the most important features of this particular human genome project. Why are they doing it? Why are they spending billions and billions of dollars in American dollars? Hundreds and hundreds of people are working for 13 years and still the work is going on. Why all these things are required? If you ask a small question, they had a number of aims, and that we can call them as salient features. Please remember, at least I have taken 10 important points from your textbook. If we can still analyze, we may get some more points. And some of the points what I have given, if I break them up, it may become something more. So we are just trying to condense the entire thing. The whole idea is to give you an idea that the entire world is working on mapping the human genes. What are the benefits by that? Maybe we are the scientist's aim is not for destruction but for benefiting the human beings. If they know the sequence of genes, then we may be able to control certain diseases which are now called not curable diseases. But today we know there are no disease is uncurable. But still it may take long time. But if you know how to clone the genes or how to recombine the genes, then the medical activity may speed up. So let us try to know what they are. First one, human genome contain 3,164.7 billion base pairs in DNA. You can imagine when I say base pair, adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, that is 2 base pairs. Only two kinds of base pairs are there in the DNA, and nucleotides are only four types, that is adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. These four bases, the four-letter language of the DNA, the four-letter sequence of DNA will make into 5,000 to 20,000 genes, and they make up nearly 500 types of proteins in the human body. And human body contains 6 trillion cells. Each cell is having a copy of the entire genome. When you say genome, it refers to the total genes present in the human beings. If we look at in terms of chromosomes, we can say the somatic cell, that is the ordinary cell in the body, which is not a sperm or a reproductive cell or egg. Normal cell in the human body will contain 23 pairs of chromosomes. 22 pairs are called autosomes. One pair is called the sex chromosome. It may be XY in case of men and XX in case of females. We will not go to those details, but my only point is that saying that human genome has got nearly, that's why I said nearly 3 billion pairs of the base pairs. That is one salient feature you must remember. In average, a gene has 3,000 bases. That means, in average, if you divide this one by that, you will be able to get nearly 3,000 bases in one gene. And like that, we have nearly 30,000 genes are there. And these genes will have the nucleotides. The longest gene is said to be having 2.4 million base pairs. The longest gene in the human genome has 2.4 billion base pairs, and then that is the second point. And the third point we can remember would be nearly estimated number of genes 30,000. That means to say, if you say that there are crores of human beings in the world, what about them? Do they have the same number, estimated number? Answer is yes. 99.9% of the nucleotide sequences same in all individuals, whether male or female, old or new, young or old, anyone will have nearly 99.99% of nucleotide sequences same. That means they all have nearly 3 billion pairs of base pairs. Now, functions of these genes or sequences are not fully understood, though they have deciphered a large number of sequential things by using what's called the cloning and then single nucleotide polymorph. All these techniques have been used, and they have found out the functions of most of the genes, but still lot of things are there to be deciphered. It is not complete. Still the work is going on. And the next one is less than 3% of the genome has coding segments. When you say coding segments, they have a sequence, and those sequences will be copied on the mRNA, and the mRNA will translate that code into the polypeptide chain, and the polypeptide chain will become the proteins. That means the coding segments are far less. What about the other 97%? They are all redundant. They are the replica of the same sequence, and that's why it's called redundant. DNA is redundant. It has got multiple copies of the same sequence, and it's sometimes called repetitive sequences of nucleotides make large amount of DNA. So when the repetitive sequences are there, that is where Frederick Sanger used the technique of using these repetitive genes, lay one over the other, and then they were able to find out the number and other things. So the scientists take the advantage of many techniques, and using those techniques they are able to decide these structures which are microscopic. They are in the tune of angstrom units, or in nanometer size. When you say nanometer is equal to 1 multiplied by 10 to the power of minus 6 meters in, that is nanometer. And an angstrom unit will be 1 multiplied by 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. That is the minutest possible thing you can think is the angstrom units. Base pairs will be in the angstrom units. Then repetitive units, that is now no direct coding functions. When we say repetitive units are more in number, their function is not known. So far, they only know, it helps in protecting the DNA. The coding sequences are protected by means of these repetitive segments, but their function is still a mystery. Dynamics of natural evolution. They may say that the dynamics of natural evolution can be deciphered when once we know the functions of the repetitive sequence of nucleotides. So it is not very clear, though scientists are working over the world, spending millions and billions of dollars, hundreds and thousands of hours, still it's unable to decipher, even find out how many nucleotide sequences are repetitive in nature, what is their function, all a mystery. So if you become a scientist of the DNA, you may try. Nobel Prize is definite for you. Don't think only passing the plus 2 examination and then passing the IIT-G or whatever you want and go to medical or etc. Keep the objective in your mind that you will become a DNA scientist and you are going to find out something new what today they have not found out using many techniques. Now, chromosome number 1, I told you there are 23 pairs. They have numbered them today, and it's called the karyotyping. They have numbered, they know their shape, they know their size, they know their sequences today. All these things are stored in huge computers in different parts of the world. As I told you earlier, United States, UK, Germany, China, France, all these places, the nucleotide sequences are stored in a particular way. We do not know how they are. It's a secret they are not giving out, and many good things will happen, many bad things may happen. And we have been seeing that the COVID breakout is due to a laboratory leak out from a country, and that is responsible for COVID. That is a very small segment of a virus that is causing all this problem. So whether ethically it's good, whether it is socially good is not known, but everyone is trying to find out that human genome, when once we analyze, will be useful to and beneficial to human beings. And the chromosome number 1 has 2,968 genes, and Y has 2,311 genes. That means, you see, they can even give the numbers in terms of odd numbers and the even numbers. They have gone to that level of sequencing today. You can understand how patient, how perseverance a scientist should have to do all these things. Then 1.4 million locations have been identified in the sequences by using what is called SNP, that is single nucleotide polymorphs. They take a small segment of DNA, they isolate the DNA from the human cell, and then they centrifuge it, they isolate, they segment it, they break them into pieces and take a small segment, a small piece of the human DNA, clone it up with something else, and then they will become polymorph. They will show different morphology. By studying that, they will be able to identify and say the sequencing in the nucleotides. They can do that. There are special techniques. It is not very easy for me to explain because I myself do not know, except that I know SNP stands for single nucleotide polymorph. I know that single nucleotide is used to create many morphologies of the cloning. That much I know. Beyond that, sorry. Then much remains not understood. Only less, very less has been understood. More is there to be understand. We have to understand that. Therefore, though in the class 12 it is given, it is for you to think on these lines. Some of you may be very brilliant thinkers. You got lot of scope in biotechnology, bioengineering, molecular biology, recombination genetics, what not. Today, everything is possible. Try to find out and get into the one good course and try to find out more and more of the DNA. And I hope one day DNA will be useful for helping the social evils in the country. By this, we will end by only remembering that the Human Genome Project called HGP is their main aim. One single main aim is to identify sequence of nucleotides in human DNA. That is the major thing. From there, we may come to some other important functions, beneficial, etc. People should not use the DNA information for destructive activities. That's where we have to pray the Almighty God to give the scientist the thinking capacity to use it only for good. But we have seen in the movies like Mission 2, where they produce a chimera. If you inject that into the body, chimera is nothing but a recombinant DNA of or RNA of the genetic material of 2 or 3 individuals, viruses and bacteria. If you inject it in 20 minutes, man will bleed and blood will come out and they will die. Such things are also possible. So we will try to know very clearly this will be much more dangerous than the nuclear bomb or the atom bomb, the DNA deciphering. We hope the scientists will use it for a better purpose. Thank you.